Spoilers. Good God above! Holy... What? We have 400 meters of runway in front of us. Yes. Not... No. Now once again, my friends of the Boeing 767, welcome back to the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 aboard of our beautifully modelled, wonderfully crafted, especially in the cockpit, 767-200 ER/not ER. We found out during the review video I made a couple of days ago on this plane that this plane seems to have some pretty good performance on its wings. But today, I wanted to find out just how good its performance really is. Is the 767-200 really just a fat 757? Starting off, we are here at Sedona. We don't usually start off here very often, but usually it's London City. Sedona and London City have pretty much the same length runways, and Sedona, in my opinion, is a bit more interesting. So let's go here instead. Here we go. My God, that wind noise is powerful in my ears. Here we go. 767 taking off at Sedona. If we can't take off here, then there's not really much point in continuing this video. So, yeah, but I have a feeling it will, yeah. No problem. No problem whatsoever. No, oh my God, we're a bit crosswind. We're a bit off the center line there. But yeah, no problems whatsoever. Landing gear up, and we're up and away. Well, look at that landing gear animation, just again. Look at that. Yes. Yeah, I'm still doubting the physics model. It's definitely more realistic than Captain Sim, I'll say that. But I'm still doubting whether it flies this well. Like, I know Boeing planes are... Oh my God. Pull out of it, pull out of it, pull out of it. Wasn't even worried. Yeah, I was coming for a nice, smooth landing here at Sedona. Not a firm, hard landing that would send your spine shooting out of your rectum. Oh my God. That's what I call a spoilers out, please! Holy moly. That was the floatiest landing of the century. I mean, hey! 69 feet per minute. But in all seriousness though, let's actually try and get this thing to stop and not just crash and die like we just did. Come on, bit of power. Right, come on now. Let's actually try and land and not crash and die. There we go. Brakes ready. Bit rough. Bit rough, but that's just a normal thing for the 767. Come on. Full stop. Full into the brakes. Wasn't even worried. Wasn't even worried. That went just about as well as I expected it to. Okay, so welcome to another one of those random airports I find every single time I do one of these videos. Welcome to Gren Airport. With a runway that is on the dot 1 kilometer. So, yeah. I would like to believe that this runway is either made for 1, RC planes, or 2, Cub planes, because I don't believe a Cessna would be very comfortable. Yeah, even a Cessna, I don't even think a Cessna would be comfortable taking off from here. Because no, I wouldn't be. I'm not a Cessna, though. Don't Actually, speaking of the armrest, I didn't showcase this in the review video, but you can move the seats. How cool is that? Does Phoenix have that? Not as far as I know. Right, anyway. Here we go. Toga takeoff. Come on. ANA Boeing 767. Can you take off from this microscopic runway? Can we lift the nose up? We can already lift the nose up. Can we lift the main gear up? It's gonna be close. What? What? Holy moly! That was close. That was close. My God. 1 kilometer of runway is just barely enough runway to get a 767-200 off the ground. And we're at decent fuel weight too. We could actually fly to somewhere pretty far away. So like, okay. But of course, you can't take off from a runway if you can't land there in the first place. So let's do exactly that. Let's land our big 767 over at this Gren Airport runway. Where is... Oh my God, it's there. It's so hard to know... Like, this runway is so small, it's hard to see. I think I'd be a lot more comfortable flying here in a GA plane. Maybe the PC-12 or... Hell, the DHC-6 Twin Otter. Not a 767, for God's sake. But hey, here I am, doing what I do. Flying huge planes to stupidly short runways. I'm going to put spoilers out prematurely. 3. It's even got pappy lights. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. Good God above! Holy... What? How much runway did we... How much runway did we use? I wish I'd got that in replay. I wish I'd got that in replay. What the hell did we just do? I just... This is how much runway we used. That's how much runway is left. What the hell did we just do? What kind of brakes did they fit this thing with? You know, usually when I do these videos, I don't expect a plane to stop that fast. And now, I don't know where to take this thing next. If I take it to St. Crep, or wherever it is, it's here somewhere. If I take this thing to St. Crepin, it's going to demolish it. If I take this thing to St. Bartholomew, it's going to demolish it. Hell, I think even Hogland wouldn't be a challenge for this. Especially if it could stop like that. Oh, yeah, here it is. St. Crepin. St. Crepin has an 800-meter long runway. With what we just saw, that's not even going to be a challenge. Now, hang on a minute. Can I find that one really random runway in the middle of literal nowhere? I found it during the Q100 runway test video. The first one. Before the update. And I've never been able to find it again. What is this random island? What is this random island doing here in the middle of literal nowhere? Now, what about one of those random Madagascar airports that we went to in the XB1 video? Oh, actually, that's below 800 meters. Oh my word. This is without a doubt the most desolate thing I've ever seen. Like, the satellite scenery isn't even good here. That's how desolate this place is. Like, it's all just flat. The satellite scenery isn't even good here. Push back a little bit more. Every micron of this runway will be used. We've got to use every micron. There is no way in God we take off. Not a chance. And if we do, I don't know what I'll do in my life anymore. Because if we somehow take off here, this plane is probably better than the 757, because I don't even think the 757 could do this. Full toga. In fact, you know what? We'll put the flaps up a bit to help us gain speed. And then, as we're going down the runway, we will increase them. 3, 2, 1, go. And increase flaps. This is a technique I've seen people do. How the hell are we already at 80 knots? What? No. You're joking. Are you? No. I refuse to believe what I just saw. I refuse to believe what I just saw. There is no way that that just worked. I refuse to believe that. How did we just do that? How in God's name did we take off from that? We're near maximum takeoff weight. There's no way. That can't be possible because we barely took off from Gren. So how did we take off so easily here? Alright. If you're gonna play mind games with me, go ahead. If you're gonna play like this, go ahead. This apparently has a authentic flight model. What in God's name am I witnessing? This does not feel very authentic to me. Like, this is getting ridiculous now. Go onto the brakes. It's gonna stop again. I'm not even. It's gonna stop. Is there a single runway in the world that can stop this plane? That was half the runway! But I didn't even try! I didn't even try! Alright. I'm not playing around anymore. This is Hogland. We have 400 meters of runway in front of us. There is literally no way that this can take off and land here with 400 meters of runway. By the way, we are. I'm gonna reset the config. I've reset the config multiple times. There is literally no way that we live. And without further ado, let the pain commence. I heavily don't believe that we'll make this. Right, we're doing the same thing that we did before. We are already rapidly accelerating. Yes. Not. No. 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 What? What? You have to be joking. That is insane. There is literally not a word to describe what just happened. That was ludicrous, insane, ridiculous, stupid, absurd. Like, I don't know any more adjectives that I can use. Alright, at this point, if it can take off, it can definitely land here. I'm not even gonna like try and false believe it can't. Because with that, it definitely can. It seems to match the performance. It seems to change the performance to match the runway. Which makes me think the Microsoft Flight Sim is doing something behind the scenes and not showing it in the EFB. That is just malarkey. That is just complete and utter malarkey. Spoilers. Here we go. Oh my god! If this was X-Plane, I would definitely be worried. Because X-Plane calculates flight models constantly. This, you just put in a flight model file and the game just uses that. It doesn't calculate things like X-Plane does. Oh my god. It doesn't calculate things like X-Plane does. It doesn't calculate things like X-Plane does. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I physically don't have words anymore that can like describe the way I feel. Sorry, I'm messing around with the face cam. I physically don't have words to describe the way I feel after that. And that was the first landing where we had a fatal crash. This is the landing we just did. How in God's name? Yes, I know we almost died. But how in God's name did we stop? The Boeing 767-200. If you want a plane that is somewhat realistic cockpit-wise, it's definitely more so than the Captain Sim, and you want a plane that can fly literally anywhere, buy this. Support Jasper. He's a good guy. He made this all by himself. Thank you very much for watching this painful video. I will see you all next, everybody. Take care.